All right, everybody, happy Monday and happy Labor Day. We have so many U.S., Canada people on, our family, friends. It's Labor Day. Andrea, are you headed to the beach today? No, nor am I
Hospital
headed to the
today.
lake. Okay, nor am I headed to the lake. So, but there will be a lot of people probably on the ocean and the lake today celebrating Labor Day. We hope you guys have a great day. Maybe you get a little cookout in. So, with your family today. All right. The word for today, and I'm kidding, okay? If you come on early, like me and Andrea is going back and forth, right? Like she might get aggravated at me, but I'm in good form today. So the we've got a birthday lady too, by the way, and her name is Christy Doris. And she is on, so we get to we get to sing this morning. So, Christy, we hope you have an amazing day today. Happy birthday to you, lady. We love you so much. And I'm going to say this really quick because I got 3 minutes because I took up all my time. The word for today is discernment. We've actually been leaning on a couple of these words that has to do with this, but it's if you look at discernment, it's like the ability to judge well. It's the ability to perceive or distinguish between what is true, what is right, what is worthwhile for us putting our time into versus what's false, what's harmful, what's distracting, right? And so immediately where I went was in every phase of our life, our health, our finances, our profession, doesn't matter. There's about a half a dozen things that make up each of those things. That really is the things that I should be doing in my health, I should be doing in my finances, should be doing in my relationships, in my profession. But then there's all this other things that circle around it in this busy world. And sometimes we're doing all of the things except the half a dozen things that make it go. Does that make sense? So discernment could be I got to realize, right? I got to stay in the lane and I got to have discernment to not let all these distractions distract me because all distractions are equal. They pull us off of our target. They pull us off of our goal. Doesn't mean that they're not good distractions. Sometimes it's kids. I would say kids are good. Okay, we're not going to go there. I thought about me as a kid. So, okay, maybe I wasn't always good, but sometimes kids can distract us, right? But they're a good thing. All distractions are equal. So, we've got to make sure that we're doing those half a dozen things. So, it's about clarity in a noisy world. That's what discernment is. It's about recognizing the difference between what looks good and what actually is good, right? The greener grass is always on the other side, right? Until you get over there and you're like, man, the grass is not so green. So I believe the biggest thing as I turn it to Andrea with discernment is it helps us avoid the distractions and the bad decisions. If we will just, and I'm talking to myself, man, am I terrible at this at times. But if we will all take the time to pause and go, okay, am I doing what I need to do to get to where I want to go? Or am I focused on all these other things? Right. And all those other things might be important, but it could be the thing that's hindering me from getting to the next level. Okay. In my health, in my finances, in my profession, whatever it is. So that's my thought around discernment this morning. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Great lesson this morning, Coach. And we all love when you're feisty. So it just brings a little energy into our day. So we appreciate it. And so I have a question for you guys. So, does anybody on here not know right from wrong? I think we all know right from wrong, right?
Depends on the
And what
hour of the day for me, to be honest. But you didn't ask me, you asked everybody else. Okay. All right.
I
Go
asked
ahead.
everybody else. Okay, so most of us, we're going to say we know the black and white stuff. right? We've got that all figured out pretty well. But what Charles Spurgeon says is that discernment is not knowing the difference between right and wrong. It's knowing the difference between right and almost right. Because you know those moments where you're kind of trying to figure out, "Oh, what do I do next?" And most of our decisions aren't right or wrong. They're good and gooder, right? They're good and better. They're just how, thank you, Chris, for seeing that I was kidding there. I thought, oh my gosh, all these people are going to think that I meant gooder. But anyway, but they're those little tiny pieces or decisions or the distance between those two things. That's where the importance of discernment actually lies. So what I looked into is, okay, so how can we be more discerning in our entire life and all the decisions that we make? Because I think, you know what I'm going to say? And I put in the chat, all of us are good inside. Every single one of us is good inside. And we all want to do our best, but sometimes there's just a little tweak we need to do in our discernment to make sure that we make the absolute best decision. So first of all, we got to pause, pause before reacting. I heard somebody say recently that the drops, many of you know what we're talking about when we talk about the drops, they help them respond instead of react. They give them that little emotional pause in their life because sometimes those quick reactions lack clarity. You know, think about when your kids, oh, my beautiful babies, and they do something. And sometimes when I'm not as calm of a human as I want to be, my reaction can be like 0 to 90. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And my hands go in the air, right? But if I can pause, I can respond instead of react like that. Next is to listen fully, really hear what's being said and what isn't, right? In those conversations, we all know that the little gaps where you're like, wait a minute, something is missing here. And if I can slow down in it and use that discernment to really hear what's going on, that can really help us discern what we need to know. Next is to ask ourselves, is what I'm about to do, what I'm considering, what's happening right now, does it really align with my values and my goals? Because sometimes it's like right there, right? It's so close, but I'm trying to move in this direction. And if I make this choice, it's going to just nudge me a little bit more this way, then maybe it's not the right thing that I should do. Next is to say no when something feels off. I saw something today that said that when we feel something in our chest, then it's fear. But if we feel it in our gut, then it's intuition. So, where are you feeling it right now? Trust that gut because if it feels off, it probably isn't the right direction that we should go in. Next is to learn from our past choices. Our patterns reveal our truth. Anybody think that God must be up there kind of poor shaking his head saying, how many times do I have to teach this person the same lesson? Like, when are they ever going to choose a different choice? And I'm like, so sorry, so sorry. This feels really familiar. Well, if we can be a little bit more discerning, we can learn from those patterns. We can learn from the choices that we've made. We just have to slow down enough to look at them and go, there might be a reason that this feels familiar because I've been down this path before. Next, if we really want to be discerning, surround yourself with wise humans. Discernment sharpens in the entire community. So we all have those beautiful humans in our life that make gorgeous decisions, and we're like, dang, that was smart. Well, hang out with them, spend some more time with them, and check out their process because they probably will show it if you spend enough time there. And then lastly, stay connected spiritually. Deeper guidance comes from those quiet moments, comes from tapping into something that's not just us and slowing down and maybe trying to hear what you're being told in different moments in your life. So, Maria, thank you so much for this word. We greatly appreciate it. I love when you guys send me words, so keep them coming. We always appreciate it, and we hope everybody has a day at the lake or the beach or a barbecue or a pond. I don't care. Get by some water and enjoy some sunshine.
Great lesson. Great lesson. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Christy Doris, this is your day. We hope you have an amazing birthday. Here we go. She's on. Let's hear it, Arlene.
Ringing.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
Happy
you.
birthday,
Happy
dear
birthday,
Happy
dear
Christy.
birthday,
Happy
Christy.
happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
birthday to
Love you,
you.
ladies. Guys, have a
Happy
wonderful
birthday,
day.
Christy.
Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you,
Woo-hoo.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you,
Happy
guys.
birthday.